Hey everybody, I'm Scott Weichel. You're listening to My Kind of Country right here on MKOCRadio.com. Thanks for joining us tonight on our musical journey. And on our journey tonight, we've got a great singer and songwriter with me. He's got a brand new album out called Five, and one of the most talented players and singers in the business, and I think the world of him. It's a pleasure to have him on the show, Mr. Lonnie Spiker. Lonnie, how are you tonight?
Not bad at all, Scott. How are you doing?
Fantastic. Such a pleasure to talk with you and have you on the show.
Well, I'm glad that we finally got a chance to get together. It's been too long.
We have had this coming for a while. I'm glad it finally worked out.
Yes.
Well, man, before we get into the album, what's going on with you? You are staying busy, I know.
Yeah. We've been quite fortunate. We've been doing a lot of studio work with Kurt Ryle. And matter of fact, I was just in the studio all day yesterday doing demos and that kind of thing, and always recording new songs for the next albums. And we're going to be in Ohio next weekend, working a couple of shows up there. But so we've been kind of holding our own.
That's fabulous. Kurt Ryle is a great singer in his own right, and
Yes, he is.
he's been doing some stuff with Joe Diamond lately, and Jerry Collins has written some great songs they've recorded, and I've been playing them on the show. Good real country music coming out of
super.
there.
Yeah. He's one of the few that are left in Nashville that really know how to record traditional country the way you want to hear it. That's becoming a lost art in this town because the newer productions deal with an awful lot of compression in their sound, and it's hard to find people now that know how to create things without compression, and it's an art form. And Kurt's the man with it, man. I guess Mel Tillis brought him to town. So he, studied under the best.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, he is good. His everything that I've heard come out of his studio is just top notch.
Yeah, you won't hear any junk come out of there. That's he's for my money, he's the best in town for traditional sounds. You just can't beat it.
Oh, that's great.
Plus, he also does modern country for a lot of folks, and he does a great job at that too. So. He definitely knows what he's doing, and a nice guy.
Yeah, he sure is. That's fantastic. Well, Lonnie, you've won a lot of awards these last few years. You've won Male Artist and Single of the Year awards and Josie Awards, and you're up for the International Songwriters Association Award this year, several of them, and just a lot of great things coming your way.
Yeah, we've been quite honored by that. That has just started coming out of the blue within the last few years, and by golly, somebody was listening all these years.
Well, as we were talking before we got on the air, there's a tremendous audience for real country music, and there's a lot of outlets that we didn't have even 5 or 10 years ago, and it's allowing artists like yourself that are independent artists to really be heard by a huge platform all over the world.
Oh yes, without a doubt. The internet and a lot of the electronics that we have going for us today allow us to do things that quite honestly you couldn't do, like you even mentioned, 5, 6, 7 years ago. It was impossible to do what we're capable of doing today worldwide. To do that without a major label, that is very difficult, but not so bad now, so thank God.
Yeah, absolutely. No doubt about it. Well,
Yeah.
give me a little bit of your background. How did you get into the whole music business? And just tell our folks a little bit about your history.
Well, back in 1805, we were recording by the campfire then. No, I had started. I grew up in southwestern Pennsylvania, and we were in the mountains up there. But as a teenager, I ended up with a car radio that I converted to put in the house. And we ended up picking up a lot of Texas stations. So I really cut my teeth on, Texas country music with, Johnny Bush and Curtis Potter and all these guys. So they were household names to us. Nobody else up there really knew that much about them. But, gosh, we knew everything that they ever put out. So it was nice whenever we were doing our own material because we were doing stuff that was very new to that part of the country, even though it's a traditional sound and shuffles, swing, and that kind of stuff. But that really helped us out in the early years. And then we moved to Nashville to pursue songwriting because that was it's a fantastic art form, but you got to go to where it's happening to figure out really how to write a good song.
Yeah.
And in as few words as possible. And we did that for probably about 10 years. We were writing, and the traditional or the country music market at that time, this would have been right around 2000 or 98, something like that, was changing to more to the pop side of what you're hearing today. And it just wasn't what I wanted to do. I just wasn't fulfilled by writing. My writing was good, and we were having a ball with it, but I just didn't enjoy the music anymore. And to me, that's, you have to have that. So I stopped writing and started recording my own material and went back into being an artist. So fortunately, we had a lot of folks in Texas that were wanting to hear more of that stuff. So we did a lot of work in Texas and overseas in all those markets. But so we were quite fortunate on that. But that's been about 2000 when we started, and fortunately we've been pretty busy ever since.
That's great. You mentioned Texas. You won a 2016 the Texas Governor Award for the Living Hero of Western Swing. That's a pretty cool thing.
Yeah, that one caught me totally off guard. We were quite honored by that. The governor signed a proclamation that we actually have here sitting above the fireplace. But so that was quite an honor. It came out of nowhere, and I was very, very pleased with that. Like I said, it makes you feel good to know that somebody was paying attention to what you were doing.
Absolutely. Well, folks, I want to let you know you can visit LonnieSpiker.com and learn more about Lonnie and his career and find out where he's going to be. And his music is available at quite a few different places. It's available at honkytonkinmusic.com. CD Baby has all 5 of Lonnie's albums available there. And i2irecords.com. And then, of course, the Ernest Tubb Record Shop on Broadway Street in downtown Nashville has the albums as well. And a brand new album called 5. This is obviously your 5th recording, and we were talking about Kurt Ryle. Kurt Ryle produced this for you.
Yes, he sure did, and co-wrote a couple of the songs that were on the album, actually. Yeah, and he's also a great writer, too. I can't stand him.
I love it.
He does everything. I love him like a brother, but quite seriously. But yeah, he produced this last one, and we're very proud of it. So we did a few things that were a little unusual for us. It kind of stepped outside of the traditional field, but not. We didn't try changing country music. It's still country, but a couple of songs have a Cajun influence to them. We have one that's kind of a Hispanic sounding background to it, and we had a ball with that kind of stuff, trying to stretch and create new sounds. Still traditional, but new to traditional music to begin with. So.
Well, it's a fun project. Very ambitious too. 15 songs on this project. That's that could be really difficult in this day and age when you try to put an album together to get that many tunes ready to go.
Well, I call that a mark of indecision. He usually will collect songs between albums, and we just had so many good ones we couldn't chop them down to 10. so we ended up with 15. We said, oh well, let's just do 15 on this one then. That's because there are just too many good ones there.
Well, there you go.
Plus, we did a duet met with Margie Singleton on this one, and Margie and I wrote that song together. So she's, which as you know, she's a master songwriter, so
She sure
a
is.
great artist. But
Loving on a Rainy Day. What a great title.
yep. Yeah, that would also have a Cajun influence too. Of course, Margie's from Louisiana,
Yeah.
so she added the Cajun feel to it for us.
Well, she is a country music treasure. I absolutely adore her, and I've been adopted, as I know you have, into her musical family. So,
Yes, I think we're up to about 2,242 members now.
I know it. I got brothers and sisters I never even met. Man, I'm thinking, boy, Christmas is going to be a pain.
Hey, you're in the family now, Scott. You can't get out.
That's right, one way or the other.
No matter how bad you want to, it's not going to happen.
Well, I love Margie so much, and she's so great
Oh,
to our family, and she is singing so well. It's just amazing, the voice that comes out here, and like you mentioned, she is still writing great music and recording, and this is certainly a testament with this song on this album.
you know, I'm so proud of her because I was a band leader for her and her husband. We were on the road for, oh gosh, probably 15, 20 years maybe together. And, you know, while I was writing, I would go out on the road with them and that kind of stuff. And, of course, Leon passed away a few years ago. It's Leon Ashley, who had Laura What's He Got That I Ain't Got in 67. He scored a #1 with it. And I was kind of concerned for her because they were a very, very close couple. Her and Linda Denny was their manager. They just were constantly together. And when Leon passed, I was really concerned because she was very, you know, very quiet, as you would be, you know. And then probably about a year and a half after he passed, she just got this the writing bug again. And, man, she has just been writing her butt off and singing so well. And she's kind of found her second wind and is just working herself to death. So that's awesome.
That's wonderful. Well, she's got some wonderful people like yourself that encourage her and surround her with love and keep her going. And I think that's so great.
Well, I tell you what, these people were the ones that created the business. So, you know, we're standing on their shoulders on no matter what we do. So it's the least we can do to pay back.
Amen to that. Well, a couple of songs I wanted to ask you about. One of them, of course,
Yeah.
the title just really grabs you as soon as you see it. It's Naked in Spanish.
Yeah. I wrote that song with Gerald Smith, and I've actually had the hook for a couple of years, but really didn't know quite where to go with it. And Gerald and I were sitting in the office and just kicking hooks around, and I said, you know, I've had this one for a couple of years now that I haven't really written yet, and I said, you know, we could get naked in Spanish. And his ears perked up, and he said, let's write that one. And, of course, Gerald Smith, as you know, has written a bunch of major hits, What Part of No Don't You Understand, and Every Minute of Every Day. Yeah. Also written several things for George Strait. So
Yeah, he's a powerhouse, no doubt about it. Well, that's a great song, catchy, and I mean, you know, like I said, the title just really gets you. And I'm a sucker for a good title. It's kind of like the cover of a book, but once you get into it, it's a good song, you know.
Well, thank you. I think that was the thing that impressed me, and why we wanted to include that on the album, is that the hook doesn't give anything away, and is probably even a little misleading after you when you hear the song.
Yeah.
It's not as crass as you might think it is by the hook, you know. And it just is a fun song, so that turned out great.
Well, you've got a current single on this album, and it's called "All Her Memories Are in Fort Worth," and I know that's nominated for some awards.
Yeah, and we also have a video on that, which I think it's up for Video of the Year for the Academy of Western Artists, I believe, next year, or coming up next spring. But Oh, and a Josie. That's right. I mean, Josie Award was doing the video on that as well.
That is great. That is fantastic. Well,
Yeah.
let's take a little break here and let's play those songs for our folks so they can listen to some of your music, and we'll come back and talk about some more of these songs. This is Lonnie Spiker with me on My Kind of Country. The album is called Five. You can go to LonnieSpiker.com right now. We're going to play these great songs for you, and we'll come back. Stay with us on My Kind of Country.
I've searched every honky-tonk in Texas, but I can't seem to find one sign of her. She took everything that shines. She left some things behind. All her memories are in Fort Worth. She might be on a beach in Barcelona, but she could be most any place on earth. She took some things of mine, my heart, my soul, my mind. All her memories are in Fort Worth. I still hold the pillow that she cried on, and the scent of her still lingers in the air. It seems like every girl is a perfect clone of her. All her memories are in Fort Worth. She might be on a beach in Barcelona, but she could be most any place on earth. She took some things of mine, my heart, my soul, my mind. All her memories are in Fort Worth. She took some things of mine, my heart, my soul, my mind. All her memories are in Fort Worth. All her memories are in Fort Worth. Here it is, Cinco de Mayo. Another year has gone on by. We could go out and celebrate, or we could do something special tonight. We can get naked in Spanish, hang a piñata from the ceiling fan. We can get naked in Spanish, drink Dos Equis and tequila till we're flat on our hands. We can get down the sombreros, the ones we bought in old Mexico. Wear 'em and do the Macarena, dance like we're not wearing no clothes. We can get naked in Spanish, hang a piñata from the ceiling fan. We can get naked in Spanish, Drink Dos Equis and tequila till we're flat on our heads. I'll pick up some tacos, burritos, and nachos on my way home from work. No one can tell us we're not supportive of being diverse. We can get naked in Spanish, hang a piñata from the ceiling fan. We can get naked in Spanish, drink Dos Equis and tequila till we're flat on our heads. We can get naked in Spanish, hang a piñata from the ceiling fan. We can get naked in Spanish, drink Dos Equis and tequila till we're flat on our heads. Dos Equis and tequila till we're flat on our heads. Tin roof lets me know it's gonna be a loving day. Ain't gonna be no picking cotton, no baling hay.
Ain't gonna be no washing clothes into mama's house today.
We're gonna do some loving on a rainy day. Well, everybody loves loving on a rainy day. And loving on a rainy night's even better, they say. I'm taking off of work today, so baby, let's play. We're gonna do some loving on a rainy day. See no TV or play no radio. The music that we're making is better than any old show that I know.
I'm gonna be singing a song I'm gonna play.
I know you're gonna love loving on a rainy day. Well, everybody loves loving on a rainy day. And loving on a rainy night's even better, they say. I'm taking off of work today, so baby, let's play. We're gonna do some loving on a rainy day. Taking off of work today, so baby, let's play. We're gonna do some loving on a rainy day. Yeah, we're gonna do some loving on a rainy day.
All right, that is brand new music from Lonnie Spiker. The album is called Five, and kind of an unusual way that you spelled out five. You got the number five and then IVE right after that. That's kind of cool.
The height of indecision. We just couldn't figure out which way we wanted to do it, so we did both.
That's great. So this album could be subtitled "The Height of Indecision." 15 songs, and we can't figure out what the title's going to be. So there you go. I love it.
That's pretty close to the truth, right?
Well, it doesn't get any more real than that, folks. So you heard it first right here on My Kind of Country, no doubt.
I love it.
Oh, my gosh. Well, tell me about a few of the other songs that we haven't talked about on this album that kind of stand out for you, Lonnie.
Wow, there's, like I said, we just had such a ball with a lot of those. There's one that I'm really liking a lot, which I think may be our next single we're looking at, and that's a one called Jack and Blue. I've been beating Jack and Blue, and tremendous song. I wish I would have written that one, but I didn't. But we heard it, and it immediately became one of our favorites. So keep your eye open for that one as well. But gosh, let me see what else is on that album. Oh yeah, and we had one that I wrote. I did write this one. Yay! It's called what is it called? Behind the Clown. Right. Behind the Clown. It's kind of a really cool honky-tonk song. And I wrote that one on my own. So that one I'm kind of proud of. We had fun with that.
Absolutely.
But there are just so many good writers in this town.
Well, you're one of them. You've written some great stuff, too. So don't sell yourself short there on that front, buddy.
Well, I appreciate that, my friend. And thanks to you and other folks out there like you that play the material. Otherwise, we'd be stuck. It would sound great in the studio, but no one in the world would ever hear it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, another one that I really like is The First to Say Goodbye.
Ah, yes. That was Kurt Ryle was part of it. The First to Say Goodbye, that was written by, a group, we call them the Consortium. I'm sorry. You're right. I'm sorry. I have to look on the album here myself. That's Anastasia Richardson co-wrote that with with Kurt Ryle.
Oh, okay.
And as a young girl that's starting out, man, she's doing some great stuff, and she's a really good writer too. But there's a song on there, and let me have to look at it here. It's "Paying for the Wall" is the name of the song. That was an experiment. Kurt Ryle came up with the hook, and he put it on Facebook and just had people write the song with him. And so there's 20-some writers on this song.
Well, that's a cool idea.
So we call it Kurt Ryle and the Kurt Ryle Consortium.
That's a really cool idea.
Yeah, it was a Facebook write, and it turned out absolutely awesome. So that was another experimental thing. It's like I said, we did a lot of things on this album that were just different, just to try to keep something fresh coming to the people, to the audience. They deserve that.
That's really cool. Yeah, I'm seeing some names I recognize on this list: Bob Phelan and Darren Wright, and of course Kurt Ryle. Yeah. That's really cool. What a neat idea. Where was I when that got posted? I didn't get in on that.
Hey, don't feel bad. I turned in a line and got turned down.
Oh, man. Well, I guess maybe I'm glad I didn't. That hurts.
Oh, it's part of the business. Whatever the best line is wins, and there's no ego there, so it's fine. But, yeah, they turned out with a really, really great song. But so that was another fun project that we put together here.
That's great. Well, you co-wrote another one on here that I like. It's called "I Wish I Had a Home."
Oh, yes, with Richie Richardson. I wish I had a home to come home to. Yeah, that was fun. He's another very, very genuine, nice guy that moved to town about 2-3 years ago now, and has been really picking up steam on the writing side, and he's coming up with some really great material. You're going to probably hear a lot more of his material coming up here soon.
Well, that's great. Glad to hear it.
Yeah.
Well,
I enjoy working with you on the radio because you actually pay attention to the songs and who wrote them and who was on the project and everything.
oh, I love that.
Don't get a lot of that.
I'm a musician too, and I always, have always my whole life I have always loved to. That's why I miss albums, record albums,
Yes.
because my eyesight's not what it used to be, and now I got to, either have the arms stretched out or get the bifocals on to read the credits. But that's what I love. I love being able to. Yeah, I love being able to hold something in my hand and open it up and see who wrote the songs and see who's playing on them and see who I know, and that's part of the whole journey. To me, when you listen to music, it's part of that journey. And if there's somebody on there that I know, or if it's a writer that I recognize, then I'll listen to the song in kind of a different frame of mind. It's kind of a cool thing, and I always encourage my listeners, get the albums. It's I know we live in this world of downloads and everything, but if you can
Right.
get the disc in your hands, because there ain't nothing like that, as far as I'm concerned, anyway.
Oh, you and I were cut from the same cloth. I remember as a kid, probably still in single digits. While my parents were shopping at Hill's department store, I would be up front of the record section just reading liner notes all day.
Yep, me too. Me too. And I still do that. I pick up old albums and I'm still, it's a learning process, and I love to learn about stuff and learn the history of the music, and that's, to me, that's as important as the actual songs. You get to know the history.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Especially when you're considering where the songs generated from. And the other thing that always fascinated me is how many great people that you individually as artists wrote together for other artists, or were friends. For example, Farron Young, was always writing with Willie Nelson, and they would write together. Of course, Farron would record a lot of their songs, but it was amazing to see how many of that group of people that were in town at that time would actually write together and write for each other at different times. Tremendous history there.
Oh, absolutely. I met Bill Anderson last year for the first time, and I didn't know until I talked to him that he was the co-writer on Saginaw, Michigan, the Lefty Frizzell song. I didn't know that, so I learned something.
I did not know that myself. That's interesting.
Yep.
We do one of his songs on our show a lot, one called Lord Knows I'm Drinking.
Oh, I love that.
It's funny because, it doesn't sound like a Bill Anderson song.
Oh, Cal Smith, Bill.
Exactly.
Bill told me the story of that, how that song was written. It was the coolest thing, and I'll just give it to you in a nutshell. But he and his wife went to a restaurant, and they were getting ready to order, and they each had a glass of wine, and these people from their church came in, and his wife looked at him, and she said, "Do you think we should hide our wine? It might not look really good that we're sitting here." Actually, he said that, his wife, excuse me, and she said, well, we don't have to hide it. The Lord knows I'm drinking. He said he wrote the song on a napkin.
Is that right? Oh, wow. That is so cool. I love to hear the stories on those things.
Yeah, me too.
One of the best stories I ever heard in my life was, so the story goes anyway, I didn't hear this firsthand, so I don't know, but Farron Young and Willie Nelson, and I'm trying to think who the third writer was. I don't recall. But they were in a car, and they were leaving Nashville, and they were heading out on the road. And Farron had mentioned that he had come up with this great hook for a song, and it's called Invitation to the Blues. And Roger Miller was in the back seat. And, that's who it was,
Roger Miller, yep.
Miller was in the back seat, and he laid down and went to sleep. And about 8 or 10 hours later, Roger wakes up in the back seat of the car and says, "Man, I just wrote this song in my sleep. It's called Invitation to the Blues." And he sang the whole song to him. It's kind of like, came that close to a hit.
Man.
So you could never run a hook by him, because Roger would have it written in 3 minutes.
He took dreaming up a song to a whole new level.
Absolutely.
I love it. Great song. Got Ray Price just knocked it out of the park. Actually, Roger Miller did a really good version of that too, and I think he and Willie
Did it?
recorded it on that duet album that they did together, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe you're right.
Yeah.
I saw him do it live one night on Austin City Limits, and he did a tremendous version of it, Roger. And I was floored. I had no idea he wrote the song at that time. And then I did a little investigating and found out that he was the writer of it. So that amazed me.
Yeah, he wrote a lot of really good serious. Everybody remembers, Chug a Lug and Can't Roller Skate and a Buffalo Herd and all those songs, but he wrote some really good serious songs. Another one was "Don't We All Have the Right to Be Wrong Now and Then." Just beautiful song. Yeah, absolutely.
Gosh, Husbands and Wives.
Yeah.
Brooks and Dunn had out, a few years back. That was just a tremendous song, and to think it come from Roger Miller, wow.
Yep. Exactly.
His brain was on a whole other level.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Boy, we got way off track there, didn't we? But that's all right. I love talking about this stuff.
Hey, we're musicians.
Well, my listeners are used to me. I get out. You never know where it's going to go. We just have a conversation. That's what I love about talking. Nothing wrong with that.
Hey, it's an education.
Absolutely. Well,
you can tell we love it.
Absolutely. Well, speaking of educations, there's no better in the business as a singer and songwriter than Merle Haggard was, and your song "Haggard All Night" just absolutely is a pinnacle of this album as far as I'm concerned.
Wow. Well, thank you much, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, we wrote that shortly after Haggard died, and man, that it just doesn't seem right.
Yeah.
Never thought I'd ever see a world without Merle Haggard, but it's definitely different.
It sure is. Sure is. But that's a beautiful song. Beautiful song.
Boy, there's some great stories on him. Next time you're in town, we'll have to sit down and talk about. Remind me to tell you the Haggard story.
All right, I'll do that for sure. I probably got one or two of my own for you too.
I'm sure. There's very few guitar players or songwriters or singers for that matter, that don't at least have one or two Haggard songs in their repertoire.
Oh, absolutely. You're not. You ain't worth your salt if you can't do some Haggard tunes. That's just the way it is.
Amen to that. Amen to that.
He was
that's what
the
we
best.
aspire to.
Yep, he was the best. I was real fortunate. I kind of got to know him over the years, and after he passed away, I interviewed about 11 members, members and former members of the Strangers, and
oh wow,
it was such a neat experience going through that. It was almost therapeutic for them as much as it was me, and it was just a really cool thing. And actually, Merle did my show just a few months before he passed away. And it was right after the album came out with him and Willie that they did, the last album there. And I was so honored that he did that, and it was just a really cool thing. We covered a lot of ground on that interview.
Oh, wow. Boy, I would love to hear that sometime.
It's on our YouTube channel. I'll send you a link for it. It's on our YouTube channel. I have all of our interviews are archived on our YouTube channel, and yours will be in there after we're done, and people can always go back and listen to them. Absolutely. Well, Lonnie, I really appreciate you taking the time. I'm sorry I've taken up so much of your time, but I could just talk about this stuff for a long time.
Man, me and you both. So you call anytime you want.
Well, I appreciate it. I'd love to have you on again. I'm going to keep playing your songs, and of course, your other albums. You have some great stuff in Another Life and Unapologetically. That's a hard one to get out. Unapologetically Honky Tonk, and
right.
My Future Ain't What It Used to Be, and Coming to a Honky Tonk Near You. Great albums, and they're all available at cdbaby.com, and you can go to lonniespiker.com and get this new album 5, and you're going to love it, folks, and we're going to play some more of those songs for you. And Lonnie, just a pleasure. I can't wait. I hope we get the chance to see each other next time we get down to Nashville.
Well, we're certainly going to make it happen. Scott, I appreciate you having us on, and thank you so much for your support and what you're doing for the music.
Well, you got it. Your music will always
more of you out there.
Your music will always have a home here at My Kind of Country, and please give my best to Mary Ann. She is such a great lady, and look forward to seeing you guys.
I will certainly do that. You take care now. To tell your listeners we said hey, and thank you very much.
All right, that is Lonnie Spiker right here on My Kind of Country. We're going to play some more great songs from this album 5. Once again, please go to lonniespiker.com. We'll have that information on our Facebook page as well. Lonnie, thanks again.
some would call a drinking man. But since I've learned you've been untrue, I'm changing all my plans. You'll find me with a double shot, get a farewell toast to you, erasing all my wasted time, drinking Jack and Johnny Walker Blue. I'm beating Jack and Blue by that gold whiskey. Those malted grains drown memories of you. Haggard on the jukebox sings, the bottle let me down. I'm drinking till I'm beating Jack in Blue. I'm not sure why I didn't see your cheating heart, but now it's crystal clear to me why we should part. They're swinging doors and bar stools till it's closing time each night. I go home, play walk the floor, and in my arms I hold your picture tight. I'm beating Jack and Blue by that gold whiskey. Those malted grains drown memories of you. Haggard on the jukebox sings, the bottle let me down. I'm drinking till I'm beating Jack in Blue. I'm biding time till I see better days, but old memories of you are getting in the way. I'm beating Jack and Blue by that gold whiskey. Those malted grains drown memories of you. Haggard on the jukebox sings, the bottle let me down. I'm drinking till I'm beating Jack in Blue. I'm drinking till I'm beating Jack in Blue. How many stones did it take for you to build this wall? Can my love make it crumble and fall? Can I break through and prove to you my love is real? Oh, what a price I paid for this wall that I didn't build. And I'll tear it down stone by stone to get inside. To tell the truth, I never cheated. Oh, I never lied. And you're serving time for but lovers always do. I know your pain, 'cause I've walked in your shoes. Rich or poor, I'll prove for sure I'll love you till the end, till this wall is fragments of the heart my dreams will mend. And I'll tear it down stone by stone to get inside. To tell the truth, I never cheated. Oh, I never lied. And you're serving time for others' crimes that tore your world apart. I'm paying for this wall you built around your heart. I'm paying for this wall you built around your heart. Curtain opens and he stands there in the beam, bigger than life but smaller than his dreams. Commands the crowd to keep them screaming loud, but they can't see behind the clown. They laugh and cry with every song he sings. He's got the world hanging by 6 strings. Fast cars and women in every town, but they can't see behind the clown. He wears his heart out on his sleeve, so the whole world can watch it bleed. Loses a piece with every song he plays, like sequins of teardrops on the stage. It's his circus, he's the only clown. Sold his soul to ride this merry-go-round. He'll get his feet back on the ground when they tear the big top down. You can't see behind the clown. It's his closing act, but they don't know. When the curtain falls, there's nowhere to go. He takes off the paint that hides his frown. They can't see behind the clown. He wears his heart out on his sleeve, so the whole world can watch it bleed. Loses a piece with every song he plays, like sequins of teardrops on the stage. It's his circus, he's the only clown. Sold his soul to ride this merry-go-round. He'll get his feet back on the ground when they tear the big top down. You can't see behind the clown. that met me at the door. Missed your footprints on the floor. The crystal chandelier was crying bitter tears. It's not the place it used to be, filled with broken memories. This house sure ain't a home anymore. I wish I had a home to come home to. It's just a house without you around. It's just an empty space, not a warm, loving place. I wish I had a home to come home to. Front porch swing, I made the doorbell ring. Since you've been gone, I've had time on my hands. The house is almost new. All that's missing, dear, is you. It's your love that makes this house a home. I wish I had a home to come home to. It's just a house without you around. It's just an empty space, not a warm, loving place. I wish I had a home to come home to. I wish I had a home to come home to. It's just a house without you around. It's just an empty space, not a warm, loving place. I wish I had a home. I wish I had a home. I wish I had a home to come home to. I can feel that something's changing in your heart. That distant look stares me in the eye. If you really think that we should be apart, then I'll be the first to say goodbye. I'll admit my tears will fall like rain if our love takes its last breath of life. If you're sure the good is outweighed by the pain, then I'll be the first to say goodbye. Oh, but I'll be the last to stop loving you. And when I think of you, I'll always cry. then I'll be the first to say goodbye. I believe our world was built on more than sand, and the truth was so much bigger than the lie. If you think our love just sifted through our hands, then I'll be the first to say goodbye. Oh, but I'll be the last to stop loving you. And when I think of you, I'll always cry. I may not agree, but if you think we're through, then I'll be the first to say goodbye. Be the first to say goodbye. Mr. Radio Announcer, thanks for taking my call. Yes, I'd like to make a small request. A song from Merle would make me happy, but it would be alright if you played Haggard all night. You can start with Okie from Muskogee. My favorite one of all is Mama Tried. Days of wine and roses, and that's the way love goes. Hey, a lot of us old outlaws wouldn't mind if you played Haggard all night. Maybe she'll be listening, heading south on 65. Merle was her favorite tune. She's on her way to Mama's down in Birmingham. I guess she couldn't take the way I have. You can start with Okie from Muskogee. My favorite one of all is Mama Tried. Days of wine and roses, and that's the way love goes. Hey, a lot of us old outlaws wouldn't mind if you